Yeah, apparently. So many people asking if I got a reward. I didn't get no thing. No one contacted me for the reward. The big reward is for people who supporting me. Love you all. This guy is hilarious, dude. Look at this. Someone got the cut there too. He was like, "I look sexy in this photo." I'm gonna talk about Grand Rapids in a bit after this.
I see the police car. We tell him this is the guy. He did the problem in the Brooklyn.
When we saw this guy, we were like between 70 to 80% sure. Is it him? Is it not? So we pull up the picture, the Amber Alert on our phones. We saw the picture. So we confirmed it between the three of us. Oh, that's the guy. That's 100% sure. That's him. So we were ready to call the police. We saw the two guys.
Yeah, apparently Frank James called himself in, huh? That's another thing I heard. That yo, this dude was like weird as fuck, bro. There's some sussy ass shit that happened here.
Pulling up on the street, so we go to them. We tell them, oh, he's like 1 block away. He's over there wearing a cap, carrying his bag, and going over there. We went with them, and they catch him right away.
I see the police car.
They should still get that 50 grand though. That's fucked up. Like, yeah, apparently. So many people asking if I got a reward. I didn't get no thing. No one contacted me for the reward. The big reward is for people who supporting me. Love you all. This guy is hilarious, dude. Look at this. Someone got the cut there too. He was like, "I look sexy in this photo."
After
wait, this has a fucking TOS too. Hold up. Second at 1 minute mark. Where's the TOS?
a marathon manhunt across New York City this morning accused subway gunman Frank James.
Have cops ever changed how they acted after knowing your name? Yes, but like not in a good way.
Is locked up.
Frank, why'd you shoot all those people?
Okay. There was blood in the photos. Props to the NYPD for, to my knowledge, not killing any black kids over this. Yeah, that was cool.
Multiple police sources telling NBC News the 62-year-old suspect called NYPD's Crime Stoppers tip line on himself, saying he was at a McDonald's. On that call, law enforcement sources say James told the...
I think cops that I've dealt with that know who I am, like know who I am, not just my name, and like assume that I'm, you know, bad because of my name or whatever. Talking like cops who know who I am, do not have a positive attitude about what I have to say or do.
The hotline, this is Frank. You guys are looking for me. My phone is about to die.
Is this why they won't give him the fucking...
Authorities finding and arresting James in Manhattan's East Village.
We were able to shrink his world quickly.
This shit's crazy, dude. It's weird.
To run.
He's now federally charged with 1 count for allegedly attacking passengers on mass transit.
We saw those
Tuesday
footage.
morning's rush hour, police say James put on a gas mask, opened 2 smoke canisters, and shot 10 people as this subway train pulled into a Brooklyn
Bro,
station.
they literally don't want Arab people
City
winning,
station
bro.
WNBC obtaining
They literally don't want Arab people
video
winning. I
showing the
swear to
man-
God, like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Give it to the guy, man. Give the 50 grand to the fucking the Syrian dude.
Law enforcement believes is James dressed like a transit worker, entering a subway station nearby nearly 2 hours before the attack.
He has the same black cart that he has later recovered on the crime scene.
Incredibly, investigators say James managed to escape onto another train along with some of his victims. But they say he also left a trail of evidence behind, including keys to this rented van seen entering New York early Tuesday, a handgun James owned, and a bag full of fireworks.
Those are definitely phantom firework items.
Based on this widely circulated picture, Bruce Zolden believes his company sold James the fireworks at a store in Wisconsin last summer, telling me they keep meticulous sales records.
Only one person bought 4 of those items, exact 4 items.
Investigators say James has a long rap sheet, including at least 12 prior arrests. Brooklyn's 36th Street subway station now open again. New Yorkers riding the trains refusing to back down.
How does it feel to see you're not the only New Yorker down here?
I feel like New York City, after incidents like this, we kind of come together.
So, Jesse, you mentioned that the suspected gunman, had 12 prior arrests. So the question, of course, is how was he even able to get that gun?
Yeah, and police were asked about that yesterday, Hoda. Those dozen arrests go back to the 1990s, according to authorities, but they were all misdemeanors. If they were felonies, he would have been barred from buying a gun, but because they were just misdemeanors, officials say he was able to legally purchase the weapon authorities say was used in that attack on Tuesday. Hoda?
All right, Jesse Kirsch for us there in front of the courthouse. Jesse, thank you.
Bro, oh yeah, because it would have been really difficult for him to fucking get a gun if he had a felony, you know? America, famously very difficult to find a gun. Like, people always be like, well, you know, if we make guns illegal, then, you know, criminals will still get their hands on guns. It's like, motherfucker, every gun was legal at some point, okay? Like, there's no such thing as, like, an illegal weapon. There's no illegal classification of a weapon, okay? Because we have so many fucking guns, that all guns were technically legal at a certain point. Someone bought it legally, okay? And the NRA literally is just like, we should make it easier to make sure that all the guns are legal, actually, all the time. Hilarious, who left behind a credit card and keys to the rented van and police still couldn't find them on their own. There are military-class weapons that aren't available for civilians. What? Okay. Why is gun violence in America so bad? My brother in Christ, you created the culture of guns and violence in this country? Yeah. The only thing I disagree with you on, usually the state should not have a monopoly on violence. Man, I love shooting guns, okay? I think guns are fucking dope. They're fun. They're murder dildos, okay? They're very expensive as a hobby. And they're fun. And they can, in certain circumstances, provide like self-defense, okay? But you're fucking wilding out if you think that there shouldn't be more scrutiny, regulation, and training around like gun ownership. Please. Please, dude. And also, a lot of these people fail to recognize that like state monopoly on violence is oftentimes worse as a consequence of how many guns are in fucking circulation. That's what cops use as a justification to get even more guns. They're like, we need a javelin missile because, like, these motherfuckers all have guns. Who knows who has a gun and who doesn't have a gun? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Red flag laws for domestic violence would cut like 60% of gun violence alone. I mean, that would also mean the complete disarmament of the police force. So, win-win, I think. So, all you have to do is steal the guns from those people. I've known people that would do B&Es and would straight grab massive gun safes. One of those had fully auto guns, like a P90, other crazy shit. They were in a gang, but they had military-grade weapons, so I don't understand. Like, okay, so eliminate the person from having a P90. You think the person has a gun safe and, like, a P90 and shit was, like, a responsible gun owner? What the fuck are you talking about? Problem is our gun regulations are lib bullshit like mag capacity and silence instead of universal background checks and red flag laws. Yeah. And also like licenses, man. You should literally fucking... You should 100% have some kind of fucking license. You should be able to demonstrate that you know how to fucking use this thing. No, that's the other chatter talking about military weapons? Oh. I think the whole regulate guns better thing is bullshit. Have measure ban all assault rifle possession or the problem will never end. You can't train your way out of mass shootings in my humble opinion. Wait, what? Yes, you can. The designation of an assault rifle also, like, I'm fully in favor of stopping the consistent manufacturing of like military grade weapons that are you know, designated for civilian usage, okay? Semi-automatic rifles are I mean, they're so easy to use. They are. You've seen me fucking shoot them on stream enough, okay? They're literally baby guns. They're guns made for babies. It's fucked up. Assault rifles are a nonsense classification. Yes, it is a nonsense classification. However, that is such a nonsensical fucking take. All classifications are nonsensical. They're just made up. That's how classifications work. Shut the fuck up. Like, oh man, well technically, you know, if I don't put a pistol grip on my fucking gun, like it's like not the same. 5.56 isn't a baby round though, but I'm not saying ban it altogether. No, it's just it is though. It is easy. It's for babies to be able to shoot. We have too many guns, man. We have too many guns. A weird / poor take, but I get it, I guess. Yes, AR means assault rifle. I feel like the U.S. making guns legal was a genius bottle that we can't... What? Was a genius bottle that we can't close without people revolting in a serious and annoying manner? Yeah. Also worth mentioning that there's a direct correlation between gun ownership and suicide down a country by country. Oh, yeah, that too. Access to lethal means is the single biggest reason why rural states have such massive suicide rates. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to fucking kill yourself. That's for sure. I think they mean that the people who are going to use guns to intentionally kill people will just get trained and licensed and do their mass shooting anyways. Yeah, people that want to kill are going to find a means to do so. The entire purpose of the law isn't to make it zero, okay? It's to make it as hard as possible. That's the point. That's why people are fucking so annoying whenever people talk about like, oh, well, knife crime in the UK is crazy. It's like, okay, fuck it, YOLO. Let's deploy all of our troops with knives then. Why don't they fight with katanas still? You know what I mean? There's a reason why we use M4s, right? Because it's still way harder to just like fucking butcher people up close and personal with a goddamn knife. In comparison to, you know, a fucking AR-15. Knife crime is worse per capita in the U.S. anyway. Yeah, we just have a lot of issues with inequality. And I do think that we have a gigantic issue with gun violence in this country. It's unimaginable. Like, I mean, it is crazy that people act like this is not an issue in America. It's just straight up fucking bananas. You just like to shoot guns and you don't want to admit it. Or you don't want to admit that it's anything but that. If they increase gun control, you just see more people running rivers of blood. Yeah, I mean, Sweden is a great example, okay? Or not Sweden, Switzerland. You're thinking of Switzerland, not Sweden, I think. Switzerland is a great example of like a country that has a lot of guns in circulation, that has a significantly lower rate of gun violence. Okay? Now, but even if you look at Switzerland, Switzerland still has a fuckload of a higher gun violence rate than any other comparable European country. It's true. Yes, so it might shock you, but, you know, turns out when you have more guns, you still have a great example, more like the only example. Yeah, I mean, kind of, yeah. The gun violence is just the lowest level of issues in the U.S. We need better ways to see any of helping poor and impoverished people. In my opinion, we need universal healthcare, free college, so people actually have the opportunity to chase equality in our fucked up country. About guns, there was an incident in Malmö in Sweden where a student attacked and killed 2 teachers with an axe. And I couldn't help but wonder what could have happened if that student had a gun. Shooting rarely happens here, but there surely would be if we had more guns. Yes, that's true. In Texas, at gun shows, you don't need a background check to get a gun. You don't need a background check to get a gun at any gun show. That's the gun show loophole. By the time you wake up tomorrow, an average of 50% of Americans are going to be killed by non-suicidal gun deaths. 57 each day. Jesus Christ. Oh. Good example, although Switzerland has a lot better political and social situation than the USA. No, the average Swiss socioeconomic conditions is like, is obviously better than the average American socioeconomic condition. Income inequality, all that sort of stuff is like way different there. But what you have to also recognize is that there is a different level of like gun control and gun safety in Switzerland. The gun debate in this country ended when 20 toddlers got gunned down in Sandy Hook, and we literally just did fucking nothing about it. Not to say we still shouldn't try, but goddamn, yeah, it's not gonna happen. You literally have to just like sit down and pray that you are not victim to gun violence in this country. That's the only way you can avoid gun deaths, is by just hoping that you are not victim. I drove through Switzerland in 2019. It was also too fucking pretty to want to do murder. I love Switzerland. I mean, it's got a checkered past, but I'm a fan overall, okay?